Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2022. It's 11:33 a.m. and I'm calling my Lapeer County, Michigan court-appointed assistant Fred Miller's office. I found out he's not working for me. He's been helping the corrupt Lapeer County, Michigan prosecutor John Miller to sabotage my 41-month-old unconstitutional speedy trial attempt to get justice in the Lapeer County judicial system, which is known to be the most corrupt county in Michigan. And fake attorney Fred Miller is proof of it. Watch this.
Good morning, law office.
Hi, ma'am. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Renee.
Hi, Renee. I need to speak with Fred Miller.
He's not in. May I take a message?
When's he due in?
He'll probably be in court all day, pretty much.
Okay, can he call me today?
Well, who is this, first of all?
Well, my name is, and he's been my court-appointed assistant since July, and on July 6th, he's been my court-appointed attorney since for the last 2.5 years, and on July 6th, 2022, I called him to ask when my next court date would be, and he lied to me, and told me that he was taking off my case, and he hung up on me. And when I asked him who took him off this case, first he said it was Judge Holoka, then he said it was the state of Michigan, then he hung up on me. And I called Judge Holoka's office on Friday, October 28th, 2022, to find out when my next trial date was set for. I talked to his secretary, Ashley, and who told me that Fred Miller is a liar and that he's never been taken off my case. She said that he's been getting all my notices, and I'm not getting my notices at all. She told me that I received a notice.
Okay, we're not getting any notice. Hold on, Mr. Not getting any of your notices anymore. I opened the mail.
Okay.
I haven't seen a notice for you in 6 months.
She told me that he got them. She said that well, then you're going to have to. First of all, Fred Miller lied and said that he was taken off the case, and she said that he's been on the case the whole time. So he lied about that. She told me that I received notice that my next trial date is on February 14th, and I didn't get it. I never got that notice, and I never got notice that John Miller sent pictures of Almont police fake injuries, and Fred Miller said that he got them. I'm not getting any kind of. I'm getting sabotaged by the Lapeer County, and Lapeer County is dragging this out in an unconstitutional 44-month trial. That's unconstitutional. It's not even a legal case anymore. I'm not getting any of my notices. I'm being sabotaged by Fred Miller and the court, and I need Fred Miller to explain what.
Wait a minute. Did you ask her to send you the notices?
Stop.
Did they have your address?
Stop.
No. You stop. Wait a minute. I don't.
Ma'am, ma'am, just let me finish. Fred Miller needs to explain.
Okay.
Fred Miller needs to explain why he wasn't in court on June 13th, 2022, when I had to go to court to have my Judge Holoka's warrant for my arrest when I missed court on April 26th. Fred Miller told me that somehow I was told by the court that somehow I waived Fred Miller not being there for that one day, and that's a lie. He didn't show up, and I want to know why he didn't show up. He's lying about everything. He's my legal assistant, but he sabotaged me and were part of the plot to arrest me when I showed up on court on 6/13/2022. He wasn't there. I sent a text message the night before to Fred Miller, and I told him that he is my witness, is that John Miller lied about not being informed of all the vehicle problems that I was having with my vehicle interlock device for 16 days before trial, and they conveniently fixed it on April 26th, and it made me miss my trial. I contend that Fred Miller purposely missed court date on June 16th so he wouldn't have to testify against prosecutor John Miller. Fred Miller knew that they were going to try to arrest me, and he let it happen. He set me up to go to jail if I didn't have my interlock paperwork. I contend that Fred Miller's actions.
No, we don't set up anybody to go to jail. He's trying to help you get out of jail.
No, I contend that his actions.
Mr. Source, I'm all done. I'll give Mr. Miller the message.
He has to call me back. He's still on my case. He's still on my case, and he has to call me back. Well, he lied to me and said he was taken off the case. Do you understand that?
Mr. Swartz, quit yelling at me.
Ma'am,
I did not do that.
No,
I'm the middleman.
Fred Miller.
What is your phone number?
Fred Miller lied to me.
What is your phone number?
810.
What is your phone number?
Stop talking. I just trying to tell you. 810-4.
Okay, I'll give him that message.
He's got to call me back. If he's my attorney, he's got to call me back. You got it? Today is Friday, November 25th, 2022. It's 4:14 p.m. And I'm going to replay a cell phone call from Fred Miller. He called me back on 11/10/22, and I want to play this so you can hear what he said.
Sir Fred Miller calling, Mr. Schwartz. I don't represent you, and I'm not going to give you legal advice, so don't bother calling back. Bye.
That was on 11/10/22 at 4 p.m. So that's it, Freddie. Now I got to get another court-appointed. Today is Friday, November 25th, 2022. It's 3:13 p.m. and I'm calling attorney Fred Miller to see why he lied to me. See if he'll answer the phone.
Calling Frederick J. Miller, PC. We can't take your call right now. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
No, I'm not leaving his message.
At the tone, please.
No. I'm not going to leave a message. I want to catch you, you rat. Today is Friday, November 25th, 2022. It's 3:17 p.m. and I'm calling Fred Miller, my so-called court-appointed assistant, who says he's off the case, but Lapeer County says he's not. And I got to find out who's lying. He's out to lunch.
Hey, number.
Hey, Fred. How come you lied?
Oh.
Fred. Yeah. How come you lied to me?
Yeah?
Why did you lie to me?
Who is this?
What, do you lie to everybody? You don't even know who this is? Fred.
No, I don't know who this is.
Fred, you lied to me and said that you were taking off my case. And I talked to Ashley, who is Holoka's, Judge Holoka's
case, Mr. Schwartz.
Well, you know what? You get me a new assistant because according to Ashley, you're still on the case. Why are you lying, you fucker? Okay, Freddie. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2022. It's 2:56 p.m. and I'm calling my Lapeer County, Michigan court-appointed attorney assistant, Fred Miller, who's conveniently avoiding me.
Fred Miller.
Hi, Fred. I didn't understand your email that I got from you.
I don't represent you, okay?
When did this happen, Fred?
Once the warrant was issued, they said I was done, and I checked again, and they said I'm done. They cannot have an attorney appointed via for helping.
When did that change?
Don't know, but that's what they told me.
How come I didn't get any notice?
I have no clue.
So what do I?
All I know is that I'm done.
So I don't have an assistant anymore after 2 years.
Yep.
After 2 years.
Yep.
And you're just bailing on me, and there's nothing I can do.
I'm done. They told me I'm done. Okay.
Who told you that?
There's nothing I can do.
Do you have anything in writing?
Nope. But I'm done.
How did he tell you?
I'm done.
Fred, you got to tell me what's going on so I can figure this out. Who told you?
Do you want a court-appointed attorney?
No, I don't. I don't want a court-appointed attorney. I've been my own attorney for the last 2 years, and at the last minute, you're bailing out on me, and you've been my court.
No,
you've been
I was released. I'm done. The court will not pay for my service.
By who?
So I'm done.
By Judge Holoka?
The state of Michigan has now said that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm done.
And
okay?
do you have any copy of that, or did you just get something verbal? Fucking idiot. I'm done with you too, asshole. You're on YouTube again. See you, Fred. Adios. Today is Friday, October 28th, 2022. It's 2:16 p.m. I'm calling the Lapeer County Circuit Court to find out when I'm going to get my speedy trial that's over 3 years old. I'll bet you they're going to tell me that they don't have it scheduled. Watch.
You've reached the 40th Circuit Court for Lapeer County. Our normal business hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We are open through the lunch hours. Press 1 for Judge Holoka's criminal clerk.
How do I
press
press
2
1?
for Judge Holoka's civil clerk. Press 3 for Judge Hodges' clerk. And press 5 for Judge...
Circuit Court.
Hi, who's this?
Circuit Court. Ashley, how can I help you?
Hi, Ashley. I'm acting as my own attorney on a case, and it's supposed to go to trial, and I haven't gotten any paperwork yet. Could you check for me?
What's your last name? First name?
You want the case number?
No, sir, I found it. It's scheduled for a final pre-trial on February 3rd at 9:30, and then your trial date is February 14th at 9 a.m.
They can't do that any better than that, man. This has gone on for over 3 years. It's 38 months. I can't believe this. Yes.
Sir, that's when the trial date is set. Trial dates are set very far out, as there is only limited availability.
Ma'am, this is 3.5. This
For
is
bringing a jury.
38, this is 38 months old.
I'm not-
Can you give me that information again, ma'am?
Okay.
February what?
Your pre-trial is set for February 3rd at 9:30.
When am I
And
going
your jury trial is set. And your jury trial is set for February 14th at 9 a.m.
trial set for when again, ma'am?
February 14th at 9 a.m.
A.M. Okay, ma'am. Judge Holoka issued. I've been my own attorney for the last 2.5 years, and Judge Holoka assigned attorney Fred Miller as my assistant. And I was supposed to go to court. I was supposed to have a trial April 26th, and this thing's got botched up. And when I was supposed to attend court, and I had a car problem when my car got blown up by the Secretary of State, and I couldn't make it to court. And I was in court on June 13th, and I had this court-appointed assistant that was my assistant for 2.5 years, and then he told me after that court date on June 13th, he didn't show up, and he told me that he was taken off the case. And I asked him who took him off the case and why. And he told, at first he wouldn't tell me, and then he told me it was Judge Holoka, and then he said it was the state of Michigan. And I need to know who told him, who fired him, and why. And I want to know. I want to see the paperwork. How do I do that?
You can always come in and view your file. We're open 8
No, I'm
in the morning
I'm
to
3.5
4:30.
hours away, ma'am. I don't live in Lapeer County anymore.
Okay.
How,
You can also view your file online
I can view my file
through
online.
MI Court.
MI.
Yes, through MI Court.
Can you tell me how to do that?
Just Google MI Courts.
Yeah.
Like Michigan Court, it's MI Court.
And are you telling me that it will tell me why Fred Miller was taken off my case?
You'll see every action that has happened on the case.
Okay, and if I can't get it, how do I find out? Because I'm being I'm being jacked around, man. I'm 71 years old. This case has gone on for 3 years and 16 days. That's
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, can I put you on hold for a moment, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for holding. I don't have any notation that Fred Miller was removed from the case.
He was, ma'am.
I'll show him this.
That's the problem. I don't know what's going on. Man, this isn't even legal. You can't
Okay,
have...
you're not letting me speak.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to hang up if
No,
you're not
don't do
letting me speak. I don't have to take this.
Just understand, I'm 71 years old. This thing's dragging out for 3.5 years, and I've never been to court. I have never been to court. Do you understand
And
that?
you're not letting me speak.
Go ahead.
You're not letting me speak.
It's
Thank you.
very stressful.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
show that you're still not letting me speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't show that Fred Miller has been removed from this case. He received all the notices of when your final pretrial hearing and your jury trial date are. The only time Fred Miller's appearance was waived was when you were arraigned on your bench warrant. You waived court-appointed counsel at that time for that date to set aside the bench warrant.
And when was that, ma'am? Because I'm not sure what we're talking about. What?
You had a motion hearing on June 3rd
Correct.
of this year
Wasn't it the 13th?
to recall the bench warrant.
Was it?
Or sorry, 13th. I missed
Yeah.
It was the 13th.
Right, and he wasn't there.
So, right, you waived your rights to be represented by counsel that day.
I didn't waive my
But you were
rights.
notified.
I didn't waive.
You did, on the record.
No. Fred Miller was an assistant. I'm acting as my own attorney. I don't want a court-appointed attorney to represent me. He was, for 2.5 years, he was my assistant. And he was supposed to, Judge Holoka gave him to me to answer questions. And then all of a sudden he's off the case. And I didn't.
And I'm telling you right now that he's not.
So he's
not off the case.
So he's still my assistant?
Correct. He received all the same dates as you did.
I haven't received any dates, man. That's the problem. When you're saying these dates in February, am I supposed to have gotten those?
Yes, and I show that notice went out to you.
I moved, though, ma'am. Can you tell me what address you're using?
Did you call the court to update your address when you moved?
Yes, I sure did. No, the last time I was in court, I had it done on the 13th.
Okay, what is your new address?
Right.
Yes, that's the address we have.
I never got it.
I can send you out new notice.
Could you really? I really appreciate that. And I also, John Miller has refused to give me evidence crucial to my defense. He has pictures.
Have you filed?
Filed what?
You don't act. You filed the appropriate paperwork.
I'm acting as my own attorney.
And you're acting.
And it's.
Yes, so then you need to file the appropriate paperwork to request the demands.
Okay, can you tell me what that is? Because I don't know. That's what Fred Miller is supposed to be doing.
Because
I
cannot, because I can't give you any legal advice.
Okay, so Fred Miller is still on the case, so I can call him and get this information?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so he lied to me then, huh?
I have no idea what your conversation was, sir.
No, he told me that Judge Holoka he said I was taken off the case, and I said, who did it? And he said it was Judge Holoka, and I said, well, when did this happen? Then he said, well, it was the state, and then I asked him, well, I want paperwork. Tell me how this happened, and he hung up on me. So this is my court-appointed attorney. This guy's giving me sabotage. That's why I don't know anything. I'm being sabotaged by everybody under the sun. And could you tell me this when you said to file paperwork to get his prosecutor's evidence? File a what?
I can't tell you what to file, sir.
No, but you said file something.
I said you would have to file something with the prosecutor's office demanding to have discovery.
Demanding discovery. Okay, okay, and that's a form that I can. Can you tell me the email address for the court forms for the state of Michigan?
They don't have an email address.
Or not email, the website address. I'm sorry.
If you Google MI Court Forms,
MI Court.
it will come up.
Court, is that one word then? MI Court Form, like .org?
Just put in Michigan Court Forms. Michigan
Court Form. Okay, I'll try checking that. And is there any way, ma'am? I don't understand this. Judge Loca and June said he was going to reschedule this trial as soon as possible. How is was there any? There was no cases before February. I'm being sabotaged. It's not fair, ma'am. I'm trying to act as my own attorney. I have a constitutional right to do so.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the cases that are being scheduled right now are being scheduled for May. That is how booked up trial dates are.
Yeah, but this was this was 6 months ago. This was
exactly. They are more than 6 months out. I cannot continue this with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Everything is public online.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other questions regarding dates and times that you need to be here? I assure you I will send you out new notice today.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Is there anything else that I can do for you?
No, I'll try to figure this out myself. The problem is the Lapeer County judicial system is in violation of the First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Seventh Amendment, Eighth Amendment, and the 14th Amendment. All in this case. So how can they consider themselves a viable court that's trying me for a false crime that I can't defend myself against? I've never been in court. Honest to God, this is the truth, Ashley. I have never sat in court, and I've never heard the charges against me, and I've never been able to give to present evidence crucial to my defense. This case needs to be dismissed, but I don't want to dismiss it. I can dismiss this with prejudice right now because it's in violation of the Constitution, or my constitutional rights of a speedy trial. But I want my trial because I've been abused by 3 criminal Almont police that need to go to jail, and John Miller in June. He made me an offer that he would dismiss this case, and if I move out of Michigan, and I told him I want justice, so this is what I've been gotten ever since, and it's not really fair, and it's not constitutional at all. I don't understand how the Lapeer County court system works at all. You can't be in violation of 7 amendments and still be considered a viable court. And that's yes, ma'am. You probably
the day that you had your
go ahead.
The day that you had your opportunity, I understand that you have many reasons as to why you didn't appear that day. But unfortunately, that date in April was your date and time for trial.
Right, and
okay.
Mm-hmm. My car got sabotaged by the Secretary of State.
I understand that.
You got that?
I understand that you have reasons as to why you didn't appear.
Right.
I understand that, but I'm saying that was the date and time to appear for trial.
Right, and John Miller.
So now it has been set for a new trial.
Right. And they're dragging it on because they can't win. They can't beat me. That's the problem. And I'm not an attorney, but I have a constitutional right to act as my own attorney, and I'm being sabotaged in every way possible. I would have been there with bells on. Secretary of State, I've got an interlock device that blew up. This thing blew up, has sabotaged me ever since I had this thing installed. It's failed 6 times, and I'm battling with the Secretary of State over that. And they keep this equipment is defective. It keeps blowing up. And in July of 2021, it took a picture of me when I wasn't even in the vehicle, and they called it failed a rolling retest. So I had my license revoked for 4 months. Then that was that time, and then in April, I moved 3.5 hours away, and I got up the next day, and the car was dead, and it took me 16 days to have this interlock company. The technicians figured it was finally dead after 6 times this thing failed, and it was finally dead. And I was without food or water for 16 days, and this guy violated me. This Secretary of State violated me, and he's claiming that I tampered with the equipment, and I have proof that I didn't. This guy sends me pictures. He said that I violated. I missed a rolling retest in June of last year of 2021. Missed a rolling retest. Then he sends me pictures. I'm not even in the vehicle. And then this last time, he said that I tampered with the equipment, and then he sends me evidence showing the equipment failing. So I'm being sabotaged by this guy, and it's like he's working for you guys to sabotage this. This is going on 4 years, and I've never been to court. I've never been able to say one word in my defense. This is like a hanging. I'm a 71-year-old disabled senior citizen. I don't deserve this. This car is a nightmare, and I'm being jacked around with the Secretary of State. This guy told me he accused me of two major felonies and major violations. Then he sends me proof that I'm innocent, and then I got to fight him in circuit court. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I understand. There's a lot to this. I know there's two sides to every story.
There is no.
I'm telling you when your court.
Yeah.
I'm telling you when your court date is.
Right.
For trial.
Hopefully, I will still be alive.
Prove your innocence in court.
It's not.
And I hope that for you too. But I can't do anything over the phone about any of this. Okay? I've given you
the thing is, these people.
I will send you new notice.
I really appreciate it. Do you understand I'm being sabotaged?
I will send you new notice. Sir, I cannot comment on anything.
But the thing is,
I know you're frustrated. I understand that it is a long way away.
In June of last year, John Miller told me, he said he knows this is a phony case. He told me, he said that.
Sir,
yeah.
I have many cases in front of me that need to be worked on today that all deserve my attention as well.
I'm 71 years old, ma'am. I can't have too much.
I will send you new notice. I cannot continue this conversation any further.
I got you.
Okay, I will send you new notice.
Okay.
I have your correct address. Mm-hmm. That is when your trial date is. Okay.
Okay. It's not you. I'm sorry. I really appreciate
I have
you.
To go.
Thank you, Ashley. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Bye now.
Have a good day. You too.
Okay, I got my Nikon going. Alright. I'm going to make the call now. Hope this goes easy. Tired of dealing with it. Okay, here we go. Hello. Yes. My current address is yes, I do. I have no idea what happened. Their equipment failed. Their equipment failed. Why don't you take a look at the evidence? So in July, their equipment failed and took a picture of me when I wasn't in my vehicle for 15 minutes, and you took my license away and said that I missed a rolling retest, which is impossible if I wasn't in my vehicle for 15 minutes. That was. In April, their equipment failed in July and they didn't replace it. It failed again in November and they told me they were going to replace it and they didn't. The thing failed again. I moved on the 10th, between the 10th and the 11th. I moved and I drove that vehicle back and forth 500 miles and without any problems whatsoever. I came home on the 11th and I shut the vehicle off. I went in, I went to sleep, and I didn't drive the vehicle that day at all. But I went the next day and I tried to start it and it was dead. The vehicle was dead, and so I called Intoxilock, and they didn't say anything about tampering. I didn't tamper with anything. I have no idea where the equipment is, and I'm 18 months into a 12-month commitment. I've successfully completed 18 months and never tested one time. There is no violation. There was no power lock. Sir, take a look at your own evidence that you're sending me. Take a look. The thing, how could it be disconnected? The thing, here's what happened. Please take a look at the notes. Take a look at, okay. I came home to my new house at 7:27. At 7:10, I take a rolling retest and I passed it. I went to sleep at 7:27 a.m. I shut the engine off. I passed successfully, and then 2 hours later at 9:41, while I was sleeping, it said power off. I have no idea what that means. Then it says on 4:11 power on, which it wasn't on at all. And they didn't get the thing working for 16 days. I was talking to them every day, and they were trying to figure it out. And they told me that their equipment failed, and they were going to replace it, and they replaced it on April 26th. And it's not my fault. What am I supposed to, I've got it. What do you want me to show you? I did. Why don't you read what, I have no idea. I wrote you a 75-page letter and I sent you copies of it. So this equipment failed. This company is abusing taxpayers. Their equipment failed twice, and the first time I wasn't even in the vehicle, and you accused me of driving it, failing a rolling retest. Now you're saying that I tampered with the vehicle, and I wasn't even in the vehicle, and they tried for 16 days to you want me to show you the toll bill? They tried for 16 days to get it to work. Then they finally said the thing is dead, and they ordered a new unit. And on the 26th, I had to have it towed, and they replaced the unit. And the thing's been working ever since. (2009). None. No. No. I've got a case. I've got a case in Lapeer County that's gone on for 3 years that's going to trial, and on the 26th I missed my trial date, and the prosecutor used it as an excuse to put a warrant out for my arrest. So this is another issue that I'm dealing with because of Intoxilox failure, equipment failure. I failed to appear because their equipment failed. I'm driving my vehicle, and I live in a it's a private subdivision, and I drive it to keep the battery charged. I can't, if I don't drive, then the battery is going to die, I can't, I'm not driving it illegally, I'm driving it in a private subdivision. And it's not my fault. You falsely accused me of a capital crime that I didn't commit. I didn't tamper with anything, and I didn't. And the equipment failed last July, and they refused to replace it. They told me the thing failed in November, and they told me if I have it towed, they would replace the equipment. I had it towed. It cost me $145 to have it towed. I got it there, and the repair center said, "We don't know what you're talking about. We don't have the equipment here." They promised me that they would have it there, and I got there, and then they said, "We don't know what you're talking about." So all they did was charge up my battery, and I drove it home. And then the thing they never fixed it, and then it failed again in April. And then they finally decided, they admitted that it was their fault. If it was my fault, then they would have sued me. They tried to get me to pay $500. They said, "Hey, look, it's not your fault. It's our fault, but what we want you to do is we want you to go to have it replaced and pay $500, and then we'll reimburse you." But they owe me $960 in miscellaneous charges. They charged me 3 payments. They're supposed to take 2 payments bi-monthly. They've taken out 3 payments 3 different times. They took out 2 lockout fees, $150. They just took out. You took my license away, and then they charged me 3 payments in May. I've got it all documented. It's Intoxilox, and it's abusing taxpayers, and you people are responsible for monitoring and policing Intoxilox, and they're a criminal organization. How could they owe me $960? And I can show you that, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I didn't touch it. It's all false. Their equipment failed. They replaced it. It had nothing to do with me tampering with it. If you take a look at your own record, you'll see it says start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Why don't you look at that? How could that be? It was the equipment failing. I want my license back. I would need my vehicle. You've taken my vehicle away for 8 months. So you're not going to tell me what you're going to do? Are you going to give me my license back or not? Motherfucker. Fucking asshole. A 71-year-old disabled career tax-paying citizen to the state of Michigan. And in 2016, I tried to get my driver's license. The state told me that I had to pay $4,000 in driver's oversight fees on an incident that I had 21 years ago, and I couldn't afford it at the time. but the state of Michigan allowed me to buy a car, plate it, and insure it in 2016. And I thought I had a job opportunity that I set up for myself in Florida. I had a buyer for my home and a chance to move to a warm climate on doctor's orders in 2016. I applied for my license. The state gave me a license, but then they told me that I had to pay $4,000 in 21-year-old driver's oversight fees. That 2 years later, they rescinded those charges and called them parasitic on taxpayers. But that was too late, because at that point I couldn't pay the fee, and so I tried to get help from the state of Michigan. I thought maybe someone would be able to help me take my job offer and give me freedom. This is an old charge, and I didn't mind having an interlock device for a year, because I hadn't drank in years, so it was no problem. But the problem was they hit me with a $4,000 fee that I couldn't pay. So that was in late 2016, August of 2016. When I couldn't afford that payment, I went to the Lapeer County Department of Health and Human Services and applied for benefits. And that was in September, after being turned down, so I couldn't drive my vehicle. And what the Lapeer County DHHS did to me in 3 months, they destroyed my home, causing $15,000 worth of damage, and they signed me up they committed me to Social Security Part B against my will and over my objections. And I never signed for it. That cost me over $12,000 year to date, and $15,000 worth of damage to my house. They did $27,000 worth of damage to my income and my house within 3 months, and then they left me without running water for over 2.5 years. And then in the meantime, when I was out of drinking water for over 5 days, in September of 2019, I tried to drive my vehicle to get water, and the Almont police, who had a grudge against me for making complaints against Lapeer County employees, had set a trap for me and were stalking me, because Lapeer County 911 told them that I called them the day before begging for drinking water, because I was out of drinking water for over 5 days and delusional. So they were waiting right across the street. They jumped me. They were stalking me. I had no idea. I tried to drive my vehicle without my license, and I didn't even get a block. I didn't even get onto. I was on a private roadway in my subdivision, and I wasn't even on a public road. So they were stalking me and arrested me for no legal reason when they knew that I was in a crisis. So that dragged on, and that's why I have over 160 evidence videos on my YouTube channel, Almont Senior, that got me into all this trouble with. All I wanted was I'm disabled. I need a vehicle in a 6-month cold climate. I need a vehicle. I need a vehicle to work, to work, be able to work, to get food and get medical attention. And they're depriving me of simple necessities of life, and they're making it a profit center, and that's why they're doing everything possible to sabotage me. And here it is. That was in 2016 and early 2017, and here I am in 2022, still trying to resolve the same issues with the Secretary of State, who now they're falsely accusing me of sabotaging my own vehicle, and the Secretary of State is helping corrupt Lapeer County by dragging on my over 3-year speedy trial. And here they just dragged this on because of the Secretary of State blew up my car for a second time. That was in April, and here it is 4 months later, and they dragged it out, and I still don't know. I have no date for when my jury trial starts, and it was supposed to start on April 26th of 2022. But my vehicle was in the shop having my Intoxilock breathalyzer, defective breathalyzer, finally replaced. So that's where we're at now. And that's just a heads up of what's going on. So back to the show. Bye.